Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a quick first impressions video, same way that I did for the Forgotten Age when it first came out. I just got through playing the prologue and the first two scenarios of this cycle, and I wanted to give my first impressions. I played the prologue with all four prologue investigators just to see how that would look, and then I went ahead and played scenario one and two solo with Joe Diamond. The prologue is it's a pretty nice little mystery, and it's a quick playthrough. You have four investigators, and basically you're doomed to fail. It tells you right from the beginning, so this isn't a spoiler, but you're doomed to fail the mission. You're just supposed to do as best as you can. I think it was very well done. I think it's a lot of fun and adds a ton of flavor and mystery to the beginning of the campaign to just have this happen right from the start. Then your investigator starts completely in an area that's completely unrelated to the prologue scenario, and the true adventure begins. And again, just a bunch of mysterious messages that are given to you and mysterious happenings all around. And as you start to uncover just a few things, I feel like they're just feeding you just little tidbits of the story right now and all the players. And yeah, it's you have to make a lot of decisions that you write down in your log. So it's pretty obvious that certain things that you do, certain decisions that you make, and certain options that you select are definitely going to affect you later on and affect the way the narrative of the campaign pans out. I feel like this one is starting at a much different pace than the Forgotten Age, where the Forgotten Age started out with a bang. This one is starting out shrouded in mystery, which I think is a very nice shift in gears from the Forgotten Age cycle. So coming out of that into this, it's like a very, very large change of pace. But it feels really good. It's the adventure feels like classic Arkham Horror LCG, and the creatures are challenging but not overly difficult. It hasn't nothing about it has been frustrating so far. Everything seems doable but challenging. And the artwork on the cards is phenomenal. The way the encounter deck and the mechanics kind of work and bounce off each other, you can certainly get set up for a very nasty combo from the encounter deck at times, and lose pretty quickly. I could see that totally happening. But overall, I think it's very well balanced so far. It's not ridiculously punishing like the Forgotten Age was in the first few scenarios. Again, in case you don't know how I felt about the Forgotten Age, I love that campaign. I think the beginning was very, very brutally difficult, but I understand why, and I do like that whole campaign. So I'm not bashing it. I'm just kind of mentioning the differences between this one and that one. Another cool thing that I really like about this is that it does play with some meta stuff, kind of the way that the Carcosa cycle did. So you as the player, you're viewing everything that's happening, but the game sometimes speaks to you, which is pretty cool. And certain things that happen um, kind of refer to you as the player, and it's really cool. I like when they play with the meta in this game. It just makes it for a more psychological, type of twist, and I hope that they continue doing that through the cycle like they did with Carcosa. Not too much, but just a little here and there makes for some fun for sure. Overall, I have really high hopes for this cycle. I am very impressed by it. It's so far really interesting. The mechanics are interesting. The investigators are great. Joe Diamond is a top tier investigator. Man, I think right now, after playing him, that hunch deck is, I mean, it makes him really, really powerful. If you build him to pick up clues, you're doing testless clue gathering for a large portion of your investigation, and that is huge. And one thing I did want to note, the theory was that you would go through your hunch deck, the entire, every single scenario, so you would see your basic weakness every single scenario. That is not the case. What some people that were saying that weren't factoring in is that sometimes you don't have the ability to play a card from your hunch deck. So there are times, many times throughout the scenario, where you are reshuffling that card that's on top of the hunch deck back into the hunch deck. And so you're not necessarily going to go through your entire hunch deck every game. You'll go through most of it, sure, and on most scenarios you'll probably go through all of it, but it's not every single scenario you're going to go through it. So just kind of wanted to leave that note there for some of you who thought that, you needed to make sure that you put certain cards in there. That's not necessarily always the case. But Joe Diamond definitely is a strong investigator. I will be trying out some of the other ones and see how they fare. Mainly Preston and Diana, because they have such weird mechanics to them. So I kind of want to see how they fare. All right. I want to hear from you guys if you've played the new cycle or the new deluxe box, how you thought it went and what you thought about it. I would love to read your comments about that and expectations and such about this and compared to the other deluxe expansions. Hey, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.